mainly a lot of the teachings within this organization, within the Shaolin Temple, that somehow are dealing with the character of oneself. A lot of these methods and teachings mainly come from Buddhist teachings. Yeah. And within that field of Buddhist teachings, it already helps to try and remove those judgments between this is something good, this is something bad. The way of what I think is useful to do is to think in terms of consequence. You can think like this, it will have a consequence. You can think like that, it also has another consequence. The same goes for thinking, talking, your action, your behaving. So these are the three areas where I think you have quite a lot of influence on the outcome of your life. How you think, how you talk, what you talk, how you do, what you do. These are the three things that are like in our hands. If somebody is really an unwritten piece of paper, if somebody would be like this and would have no clue, so okay, in which direction now should I point my life? How should I behave? What would be the proper thing to do? Then the Buddhist teachings made it actually very simple, because they start first of all trying to put you into a framework that you understand why at all should I care about the Buddhist teachings. Living a life is connected with suffering. This suffering can mean it's psychological suffering, mental suffering, at the same time going to the dentist, physical suffering, doing some type of really hard training, suffering or pain of your body as well. So different types of suffering. Sometimes I hear then people saying, yes, but it sounds so pessimistic because life is also filled with joy and life is also filled with happiness. Yes, it's just that for this Buddhist teaching, it also is, life is connected with suffering. That suffering has a reason. The reason why people suffer, the reason why suffering in this world exists, there are causes for it. These causes are greed, hate, and ignorance, or sometimes also not knowing. Greed, hate, ignorance, not knowing. Greed meaning the suffering sometimes comes for us because we are not satisfied with what we have. We want more from what gives us positive feelings. Whatever that is. You can have a really nice relationship, a really nice partnership. But eventually, also that one's gonna end. Not because you want it. Somewhere there is something which is gonna end it. And it's always that when something that gave you positive feelings starts to come to a change, that is that moment where then the suffering starts to arise again, for example. Now, hate meaning you get something that you actually don't want. You are confronted with something that actually you don't want. You want to have distance, nevertheless. You can't get to that distance because it just happens. So meaning greed is you don't get what you want, and hate is you get what you don't want. So in both cases you feel already that the one thing is, if you are having positive emotions towards something, that one carries a seed of suffering, but at the same time, if you are having rejection for something, is also already carrying the seed of suffering inside of it.